And we shall. Thank you for joining Metta Mondays. This is our first session. And so I'm imagining what's going to happen over the time that we do this is that the format is going to morph slightly. What I'd like to do is speak briefly about Metta, offer a guided meditation on Metta, and then have a little bit of a talk afterwards. Loving kindness is one of the foundational practices that the Buddha offered. And I think the original context of why it was the instructions about loving kindness was given was that the Buddhas were living in the monks were living in a forest, and the tree spirits were being agitated. And I can't remember what the circumstances were. But when they went to the Buddha and said that they were feeling scared because the tree spirits were up to mischief, the Buddha offered loving kindness meditation and instructed them to do that. So there's many different ways of doing loving kindness meditation. And during these Mondays, we will be going through different ways of practicing. In particular, because I mentioned on Saturday that I was going to be combining loving kindness meditation and the 32 parts meditation, I'm going to offer that as a guided meditation today. So what I'd like to invite is for you to do whatever you need to do to adjust your posture so that you feel relaxed and upright, and take some time to move your legs and get enough height underneath your hips. And just bring awareness to your spine. And so as you bring awareness to your spine, you're not forcing anything. You're inviting an elongation. And so the invitation is to be aware of the posture, allow awareness of the spine, to allow a gentle, natural elongation that allows the body to be upright and yet relaxed. So relaxation is really important. When we feel a sense of relaxation, we can focus our attention in a very different way than when we don't. And so with the body upright, noticing where your torso is in relationship to your sitting bones, the top of your hips, if they are just slightly in front of the sitting bones, what that does is mechanically help support a low arch in the small of the back. And that contributes to being upright with less muscle tension. And then notice where the chin is, if it's tucked in or up. And see if awareness of the neck brings about a very gentle, light tucking of the chin, which allows the neck to elongate. And it may support the head being balanced so that you're not leaning too far forward or back. And now in this posture, let's take some very deep cleansing breaths, inviting attention to gather and settle. Without any demand, without any pressure. Just an invitation for attention to move from thinking and planning to being present here and now with what's happening. To bring forward a heart of loving kindness. And that simple instruction may not be available to you. You might not have any easy access to the feeling quality of friendliness or warmth or loving kindness. And if that is true for you, then I invite you to bring to mind the image of somebody that exudes loving kindness. You get a real strong sense of knowing loving kindness being in their presence. Bring that person or being to mind. Imagine them right in front of you. Imagine at them looking at you with such tenderness, such kindness, such care. Letting in their warmth, letting in their wishing you well, letting in their friendliness, letting it touch you, impact you. And as you let it touch you and impact you, let it grow, let it get stronger and clearer. And as you begin to feel that warmth yourself, know what it is. Know what that loving friendliness feels like. Allow the image to drop away of the person that helped you feel it. Just stay with the feeling itself. Warm, might be friendly, might feel embracing, might feel kind. Might have a color to it, like a golden yellow hue to it. Might feel enveloping or soft. It might feel warm. So you get to notice how it is for you, whether any of those words resonated or not. Staying with your own experience. Now let this loving kindness be directed to your skin. It's the largest organ of the body and it envelops all of our body. Just let it fill and suffuse your skin. Notice if there's any difference when it suffuses your skin, what you notice, what you feel, what happens. And now let it move in deeper into the fascia underneath the skin. The ligaments that attach to the bones. To the muscles where the ligaments are attached on the other side of the bones. Big muscles in your legs, in your shoulders, in your back, your buttocks. Small muscles behind your eyes, in your fingers, in your ears, in your toes. Just let the whole musculature system be touched with this loving kindness and friendliness. And notice if there's any shift. And now from your muscles into your bones. Let's fill up your bones. This friendliness, with this kindness, with this care. Big bones in your legs and in your hips, your sacrum, your spine, your ribs, your arms. Small bones in your fingers. Tiny bones around your eye, in your ear. All of the bones, the big ones, the small ones, the medium-sized ones, the tiny ones are filled with this warmth, care, kindness, friendliness. From the bones, we can now go to different organs. The heart, and the brain. And the liver. Large organ on the right side. And the stomach. And the kidneys in the back. And the spleen on the front and the right. And now we extend this loving kindness to systems. To the digestive system that includes the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the big and the small intestines. and the excretory systems that allow us to release the large intestine, colon, the rectum. Bladder, the kidneys, the urethra. The circulatory system that includes our heart, arteries and veins, and lungs, so that the air comes in and aerates our blood, and the CO2 leaves and releases. And our nervous system, and our endocrine system, moderating the hormone balances that we have. Now shifting gears and allowing this loving kindness to touch the different fluids of our body, our blood, our tears, our cerebral spinal fluid, synovial joints, fluid in the synovial joints. And so now what we can do for the remaining few minutes is just allow ourselves to step back from the particular and just resume the whole body, allowing this loving kindness to suffuse, to permeate the whole body. So I'd like to spend a couple of minutes talking about generosity and then sharing the merits of our practice. For anyone to stop in the middle of the day and take time out to experience a kind of loving kindness for themselves is an act of generosity for yourself. The more any of us are filled with that quality of care and kindness, the more we can act from that place. And we can see it in small things, in having the capacity to pause and really listen, to look at somebody in the eye, to notice the cash register and say something that's connecting, affirming, to be able to pause and look at somebody who is unhoused and look at them in the eye as a human being. And there's generosity in small things, deliberate acts of kindness, in big things, sacrificing something that we prefer to do in order to be there for somebody else. And all of these kinds of generosity, we can notice open our heart. Allow us to feel part of a web of humanity, connect to our basic goodness, give us leverage for desire that is compulsive or anger that isn't based in protection, but wanting to harm, wanting to demean. So when the Buddha established these teachings upon a system of generosity, he was doing that as a practice to help support us connecting with generosity, which is such an important part of what helps us be fully human and connected. And so in that vein, these teachings are offered in the same way, to allow individuals to find their own level of what feels right. And you can trust for you what feels right. So I want to shift gears now and just bring together the care and time that you've taken, the qualities of presence that you brought, the loving kindness that you felt. And let this spread to loved ones, to community members, to people who are in distress, to the land, to the animals, to the trees, to the rocks, to the waters, so that all beings and all elements and all aspects of nature receive the blessings and the benefit of our practice here. Thank you, and bye for now. And I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel. And if you feel this is helpful, I would welcome you sharing with friends, communities. We're going to be doing this every Monday from 12 to 12:30, and the second Monday of the month in Spanish. So thank you for being here, and bye for now.